He spends his life helping others as an oncologist, but now Dr. Kareem Malik is going above and beyond the call of duty, quite literally. This July, he will be climbing Tanzania's Mount Kilimanjaro, all for an organization he cares deeply about.
So Angel Flight is a non-profit organization of volunteer pilots that volunteer their times, their plane, their cost to fly sick patients from where they live to a point of care.
Since its inception in 1996, Angel Flights has flown over 12 million miles and carried over 65,000 patients. In addition to raising funds, Dr. Malik serves as one of the nonprofit's pilots.
Pilots will always find a reason to fly. We enjoy the sky. And if it weren't for Angel Flight, we would have found something else to still get up there and be in that tremendous environment. But the fact that you're able to combine something you would have done anyway and that you would tremendously enjoy with a community service is a unique opportunity. Angel Flight does not turn down a single mission. Any patient who calls Angel Flight asking for help, for transportation, they make it happen. Most of the patients I help carry from one place to the other cancer patients. There have been a few children and a few burn patients as well. Some of the names you recognize from mission after mission, and you develop this personal relationship. You become part of the team that's taking care of them, and that's very heartwarming.
It's those patients that will help him hike over 19,000 feet at Mount Kilimanjaro, though it won't be easy.
Kilimanjaro is an interesting mountain. It's by no means the highest mountain in the world. It is 19,000 feet and a few hundred feet above that. As you climb, you pass through 4 zones. At the base, you're in the desert. Then you climb through an area of low bushes. Then you climb in an area that I am told looks like the moon rocks, which is volcanic rocks. But at a high enough altitude that plants can no longer grow. And I look forward to this. And the very last part is what is left of the glacier.
Dr. Malik is preparing for the task by putting in long hours at the gym, on his bike, and hiking at Blue Hills. He recently purchased a low-altitude tent he will sleep in for a week.
Much to the dismay of my wife. The challenge really is to understand that you can get yourself in serious trouble if you don't watch hypoxia, and altitude, brain swelling, and lung swelling. And as a physician, I've been reading about this and try to understand the physiology of it and how you can counter them.
There's also the mental component to the climb, another reason Dr. Malik is taking on this adventure.
There is something interesting about climbing. I think it's the same thing about flying as well. It's getting higher and higher, and for some reason both of them were linked together in my mind. You undertake major endeavors like this one, mostly because you want to learn something new about yourself. And I have to tell you that in the last few months where I've already started training, I've already learned a few things about myself. If you live within your limits, you are comfortable, but you don't get to challenge yourself with knowing how you would do under duress. And undertaking, flying, hiking, mountaineering is probably the most exciting way I've found.
If you'd like to support Dr. Malik and his endeavor, you can do so by logging on to angelflightsne.org. Once the page has loaded, click on Events and you will see a link for the Mount Kilimanjaro benefit climb.
I often think, how would those patients make it to their point of care if it weren't for Angel Flight? And it's a pleasure to fly for them.
For Bridgewater This Week, I'm Alicia Fortin.